And we're live. Welcome everybody. I'm just here. Just vibing. So the photo I have there, I just found. A friend found it. You know, it's pretty nice. It just has a vibe, you know. It's that sort of thing. But enough about me. Let's get into the visual novel. All right. This is a work of fiction. Any similarity to real businesses, locations, and events is purely coincidental. The characters portrayed in this story are not intended to represent the views and opinions of the actual talents, Nichi-Sanji, or Any Color Incorporated. This is a fan-made game intended for the enjoyment of other fans and the talents in celebration of LazuLight's one-year anniversary. The creators are in no way related to the talents present, Nichi-Sanji, or Any Color Incorporated in this visual novel. Please enjoy the game. Alright, let's go. So, here we go. This is LazuLight by your side. Well, ever since it first got announced on the general Niji and Discord, I've been on the project. I just jumped in and said, where do I sign up? And, you know, I worked on a couple tracks in the game. At least on that first day, and a hell of a lot more, especially with the help of Breeze, Sonic, especially Emery, P-Box. They've all been really helpful in making this project fully come to life. You know what? We're just gonna go into it. Sorry if anybody happened to leave comments. I'm gonna try and read them on scenes, but be a little more dicey because I don't stream much. But we'll get into it. Alright, let's go. Already set it up a little bit. Doing some testing earlier, so I remember the feeling. The unrelenting heat of the sun. The thundering roar of voices. The resonant beat of my own heart. The feeling of rushing forward. The nervousness, the determination, all of it, so I could see that view. Boundless sky with the sun at the center of it all. It felt like I was flying, like clouds from my second home. It was exhilarating, and it was a feeling I'll never forget. That is, until I couldn't anymore. And just like that, everything started to fall apart. My wings were taken that day. My precious place in the sky, gone, just like the wind. I quit doing all the things that I truly enjoyed doing. The joy, the fun, excitement, all drowned in my sorrows until my life has become what it is now. A bland mixture of monotony and stillness. I wake up with cold sweat dripping from my face. It's the same dream again. Outside, the sun is yet to be seen. It's a bit earlier than the time I plan to wake up, but I know I can't fall back asleep even if I wanted to. A lot of things start to pile up in my mind. It feels like these thoughts would come crashing down at any minute. I have to get away. Somewhere. Anywhere but here. Without even bothering to change clothes, I grab my jacket and make my way outside. Soon, I find myself at the park, wandering aimlessly and with no idea how much time had passed. Even though I try to keep my thoughts away from the train, I end up thinking about it more and more. The feelings become overwhelming, and the pain in my arm starts to surface, as if knocking on my mind's door, banging and thrashing and forcing itself in. Before I know it, I'm covered in cold sweat, and my heart is beating so fast it feels like my chest is about to explode. But suddenly, get back here! I turn to the source of the commotion and see a blonde girl with a large hair ribbon chasing down her cat? But somehow, it looks more she's out for blood rather than actually trying to catch it. As the scene in front of me unfolds, I find myself pulled away from my thoughts, and instead taking interest in the somewhat silly chase. They keep running around, going in circles around posts, benches, even through the shrubs. It's quite a sight. But I guess entertainment is never for free. Soon enough, the cat locks eyes with me and begins barreling straight towards me, ready to smash into me like a bull with a matador in his sights. Hey, you! Catch him! In sort of a daze, I grab the cat with both hands and lift it up as it starts thrashing about. Okay, let's move the cursor. Thankfully, it doesn't try to scratch me, otherwise I'd be bleeding all over my hands. Oh god. Thanks for helping me catch him. She gives a bright smile as her cat still squirms in her grasp. Even after all that running and screaming, she seems fine and not out of breath at all. Does she do this sort of thing every day? I'm Boo, by the way. Oh, I'm Lev. Nice to meet you. And this silly cat is Pomosuke. I really have no idea how he managed to break his leash. Seems like he's quite the troublemaker. Oh, he is. Quite the little goblin. I take my eyes off him, and he does the stupidest things. I can't help but smile as I watch her play with the cat. It feels refreshing and almost lets me forget my troubles. Almost. She glances at me, and a wrinkle of worry forms on her face. You seem to be sweating a lot. Are you okay? Oh, I'm fine. Just a bit tired from trying to catch Pomosuke, that's... yeah. Though I try to brush it off, my strained breathing and tired look is also clear. Well, you certainly seem exhausted. Here, you should keep yourself hydrated. She hands me a bottle of water, and though reluctant, I decided to take it and thank her. I should go. So let me take this little goblin back home. Sure. Thanks again for the water. And with that, she finally leaves. The further she walks away and the smaller her figure gets, I finally take notice of her clothes. She was wearing my school's uniform. School, huh? I guess it's time to get ready for school too. Also, thank you, Amichi. Thank you for coming. We're doing this at school. Attention, everyone! The teacher is here! Good morning, class. Good morning, Professor Oliver! Before we get started with the lesson, I wish to discuss things regarding club applications. As you all know, our school is focused on clubs and their development, which means all students are required to at least join one club. I'm sure you are all aware that tomorrow's the final day to hand in your club applications. However, there are still some of you who have not decided which club to join, so I'm here to remind you about this. I hope you can all decide by today. Now that I've reminded you, let us now proceed to our lessons. Today's topic is about the club, huh? Do I really have to? Classes passed by like a blur. Rather, whether I was listening or not, it really didn't matter. Before I know it, it's already lunchtime. I brought lunch with me today, although I don't really feel like eating here in the classroom. Guess I'll go somewhere quieter. Excuse me! Oh, fine. I'm trying to find it. Hey! Okay, Excuse me, Lev. Could I talk to you for a moment? I look up to find myself face to face with the class president. I'm surprised for a bit, but I soon find myself staring at her eyes, or, well, her eye. I've always been curious as to why she hid her other eye behind her hair, but then again, I'm not one to pry. What is it, class president? Alira. Call me Alira. Being called class president feels weird. But you are the class president. I know, it's just... okay then, Alira. So, do you need something? Oh, right, I just wanted to discuss with you about the club applications. I need to collect these soon, and I see that you're one of the few people who still hasn't filled anything out yet. Are you having any problems? I haven't decided yet. I see. I know it's quite soon, but the professor needs the forms by tomorrow, so... But don't worry, you still have the rest of the day to decide. I can wait until after class to collect yours. Yeah, thanks. Alright. She gives me one last worried look before leaving. I really don't want to think about these things right now. Soon, I find myself walking out of the classroom. Are the mic settings okay, by the way? I don't really have to. Do I have to deal with social expectations again? Why? My legs move on their own, trying to find a way out of this, as if I was escaping a maze, leading me to somewhere where I could have peace and quiet. In the end, I find myself heading for the roof. Perhaps there, I'd be able to eat lunch in peace and gather my thoughts. As I open the door, the pressure breeze hits me. I look around and see nobody in sight. It's quiet. The only sounds I can hear are the wind and the birds. Finally! A place with nobody in it? Ah, yeah, let's go! I shout an exclamation, letting out the feelings that are pent up inside me. I just don't want to deal with people anymore. But now, I'm finally alone and able to ignore everything else. Or so I thought. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed someone sitting atop the stairwell entrance. I turn around and lock eyes with the green-haired girl as she eats her lunch with a silent gaze. Though I'm surprised at finding someone sitting at such a place, I'm more concerned about what I had just said out loud not too long ago. She had to have heard it. After what feels like an eternity of awkward staring, she finally breaks the silence. I'm sorry for being in your way. I'll leave. That made me feel bad. That made me feel real bad. Here I was, barging in and shouting my thoughts without a care. And now I've not only disturbed this girl's lunch, but even made her feel bad for being here first. No. I should be the one apologizing. I didn't think anyone was here. Sorry. That was rude of me. I should just go. What? Wait! Yes? She tried to say something, but she only looked down in embarrassment. I'm confused. Doesn't she have the same plan as me? To eat alone and not be disturbed. Still in silence, I watch as she steals glances at me and my lunch. It seems like she's trying to keep up a cool appearance, but the longer this goes on, the the more awkward it becomes. I let out a sigh. Perhaps it's sympathy I feel, maybe even empathy. I am the greatest empath in the world, and I can tell my Twitter feed is going to shit. Whatever it is, in the end, I choose the option I never thought I'd do. Hey, so, there wouldn't be much time left for lunch if I had to look for another place to eat, so... Would you mind if I ate with you here? I won't give you trouble, though. Promise. The question takes her by surprise. Although she doesn't say anything, her expression is a mixture of bewilderment, confusion, and a hint of appreciation. Did I make the right decision? The silence stretches on to the point that I thought of just leaving. But before I could, she gives me a small nod, and I breathe a sigh of relief. Cool. Give me a minute to get up there, then. I don't know why it never occurred to me that I could just eat at another spot. But there I was, halfway up the ladder, trying to sit beside her, which would probably have made her even more nervous. Then I noticed the lack of fences or any safety nets in that area, and my arm starts to buckle. You know what? I think I'll just stay down here. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's a bit dangerous up there. I'll come down if it's better for you. Yeah, that would be better. Yes. Thanks. The whole point was that I was trying to make it up to her, but here I am making her have to compromise for me. What am I even doing here? She makes her way down, and we find a spot to sit and eat. Though we sit together side by side, there is nothing but awkward silence between us. I managed to distract myself from the weird atmosphere by concentrating on eating my food. But at that point, I'm not really sure what I'm doing anymore. So, what brings you here? On the rooftop. I'm surprised how she's the one to break the ice, considering this probably isn't what she had planned for lunch. Nothing much, really. I just wanted to go to a place where I could think and eat in silence. That makes her flinch. Perhaps that wasn't the best choice of words to use. No, I didn't mean that you were disturbing. You're not, you know... Let me try this again. Hi, I'm Lev, and I was looking for a quiet place to hang out for lunch. I didn't mean to disturb you here, honest, nor are you disturbing me, just to put it out there. That seemed to make her relax. My name's Banana. And don't worry, you're not disturbing either. She lets out a chuckle. Oh, that's good to hear. It's nice to meet you. We end up making small talk as we get to know each other just a little bit. To my surprise, she's actually from the same class as me. I've never really noticed her, or perhaps my attention was always just elsewhere. That's how it's always been with me anyways. I lose sight of what doesn't really concern me. Before I realize it, lunch is almost over. I think I'll go on ahead. I'd like to get to class before the halls get crowded. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I'll take a detour to the bathroom before I go back. Okay. Oh, and, thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, it was, my pleasure. Rather, I'm sorry about the whole barging in thing. That's alright. She lets out a chuckle. I had fun. Thanks. Yeah, me too. With a wave to goodbye, we go our separate ways with smiles on our faces. Returning to the hallway after my little detour, the students fill the halls as they return to their homes. Oh, rooms. Oh, okay, maybe not like that. I wait for the crowd to start to clear before I proceed, only to accidentally bump into someone going in the opposite direction. Oh, my bad. Oop, I didn't see you there. In front of me is a familiar shade of blonde that belongs to a certain cat owner. It's fine. It's fine. I wasn't really looking. Oh, it's you from this morning. Hi, we meet again. I didn't realize you went to this school as well. Thanks again for helping me out with Molsky. No worries. It was a sort of a spur moment. True. Wait, if you're here, that means you're in the same class as me. I can't believe I've never noticed. Small world indeed. Oh no, that's the bell. I gotta get to class. If we're gonna keep meeting, we gotta stop doing it when I don't have any time left. And once again, she zooms away. What an interesting coincidence it is, indeed, that she's my classmate as well. And again, something that I had failed to notice. And like that, classes just pass by like a breeze. The noise of the crowds of students preparing to go home fills the air. Some have plans, some just want to go straight home, and some decide to stay back. I'm one of the latter. For the others, staying back is for responsible reasons like the club, but for me, I just don't feel like going home yet, or anywhere else for that matter. I just want to walk around school with nothing but my thoughts to guide me. Soon, I find myself standing at the outskirts of the track and field. The place is filled with students training hard in multiple physical exercises, determined to prove they could be the best. Seeing it all makes my chest grow tighter. I shouldn't be here watching. I shouldn't stay, yet it feels as though my legs knew to take me here and lock themselves in place. My attention's caught by the blow of the whistle. Before I know it, my eyes are trained to the yellow blur as it runs past. That same shade of blonde that I'd met this morning is speeding through the track. The look in her eyes is nothing but determination, ready to break through with a new record. And yet, it isn't enough. Even though the run ends in disappointment, the fire of determination never leaves her eyes. She's ready to try again, and again, and again, and again. It hurts to watch her, not because of how many times she has failed, but because of how many times she chooses to keep going. It stirs the old wound inside me, and I'm afraid seeing any more would make it surface again. So, I found it my time to leave. But before I can walk away, a familiar voice calls out to me. Wait, Liv! I turn around to find our class president huffing as she jogs towards me, her hands waving back and forth as if signaling me to not move an inch from where I am. Did you need something, Bryce? I told you to call me Lyra. She takes a moment to catch her breath as she stops in front of me. Calling me Prez doesn't make me less comfortable. Right, sorry. Anyway, I need you to come with me back to the classroom. I have some important stuff I need to discuss with you. Can you just tell me right here? Okay. Now, someone will be joining us in the discussion, and they're waiting. And they're waiting for us there. Oh god. Okay, Lyris is actually really hard for me because Poems is kind of I can do. Fanana's is I guess the other side, and then Lyris is just like somewhere in the middle, and like I can't nail it, man. I am not blessed with. I'm not blessed with the VA talents. I can do the emotional arcs, but man, do not have the range to pull that off quite yet. Seeing as how Alira went out of her way to look for me, I assume it's about the club applications, although I honestly wish it was something else. Either way, I don't really have a choice, so I reluctantly follow Alira back to the classroom. Inside, Alira stands behind the teacher's desk as she fixes the papers in her hand. She wants to discuss club applications, and more specifically my lack thereof. It must have slipped my mind, or maybe I subconsciously tried to forget. It's a bit troubling for me, but what I didn't expect the most was that the other supposed person involved was none other than the girl I had lunch with on the rooftop, Fanana. What a coincidence. She sits beside me, her hand shaking as she grabs her skirt. She looks even more nervous than before. To somewhat diffuse the tension, I decide to say hi. Hey, we meet again. She turns to me and nods without making as much of a sound. I guess it's still a bit awkward between us, but that's understandable. We've only just met today after all. Yet when I look at her, she gives me a cute smile. Perhaps not as awkward as I thought. Alright, you two. So again, as I've mentioned before regarding your club applications, I was going to collect these today. I do hope you fill them up. You did fill them up, right? Not exactly. Oh, and you, Fanana? Fanana could only shake her head. You know, you two can just join any club. While it's not preferred, you don't even have to be active in it, just as long as you're in one. That reminds me. I looked at your past records, and it seems like you used to be part of the pole vaulting club, so why not? Her gaze is directed at me. Though I understand it isn't her intention, hearing those words causes strings of pain to slowly creep up my arm. I couldn't. Not yet. It still hurts. Even if it was just a name, I couldn't join again. The weight of being a part of that, it's been too long. I don't want to return if I can't contribute anything. No. I can't. I won't. She looks at me worriedly. That's when I notice the cold sweat forming around my face. I wipe my forehead and try to calm down. Yeah. Sorry. I don't want to join the club. It feels like she somehow understands, or maybe I just give off an aura of finality as I speak. Lara turns to Fanana. She asks the same kind of questions regarding the previous club or interest in other clubs, but she shakes her head to all of them. I don't really feel like I belong anywhere. Lara could only sigh. We certainly were more trouble than she expected. The loud noise of the door being opened catches our attention. Where our eyes turn to look, there stands Pomu by the door frame, much to our surprise. Sorry, am I disturbing you? Kind of. Do you need something? Well, I was on the track doing some laps and I noticed Lip was watching. I figured I'd finish the lap and go say hi, but Daniel came by and tracked him away. So right after practice, I went looking went around looking for you, and now here we are. You were looking for us? Why? I just explained it. Because you wanted to go say hi to me? Yes! And because the class president tracking away seemed pretty suspicious. Like, real sus. So, anyway, where are you all up to? There's a bit of confusion, but Lara managed to explain the situation about how Nana and I don't have clubs yet. And how we both are against joining our previous ones, or just don't want to join any in particular. As she listens, Hona's brows begin to furrow in thought. Then, as if a genius idea forms in her mind, she beams a wide smile. If that's such a problem, why not make a new club then? What? I mean, think about it. You two don't want to join any club that's established already, right? Why not just make a new one that fits what you want? Like a going home club, or maybe a wrestling club, or something like that. Well, you have a point, but I don't think... Ignoring the rest of my answer, Hope grubs around its hands and cups them with excitement. Oh my god, the stars, I see them. She stares at the shy girl with stars in her eyes, as if anticipating nothing but a positive answer. You agree too, right? The poor girl is so nervous, her pupils are physically shaking. In the end, she could only nod to the overwhelming presence in front of her. See? Everybody's in agreement. A great solution here. Okay, I'm just gonna check chat real quick. Wait just a second there! Wait, hold on. Turn to Lyra, who looks just a little bit irritated. Perhaps it's a ridiculous conclusion this conversation has ended up with. As much as it would be quite the grand solution, unfortunately, you need... Oh god, okay, no, that's a little too snotty. Hey... As much as it would be quite the grand solution, unfortunately, you need 4 members to start up a brand new club. Even if Lev and Fanatum try to form one, there's not enough members. An awkward silence fills the air. Of course, it wouldn't work like that. Things are never that easy. In the end, we're still back at square one. Oh! In that case, how about I join one? Join too. The school does allow being a member of multiple clubs after all. We've got plenty of members in track or in other clubs too, so it's a-okay. Wouldn't that affect your practice? No worries, I can still practice while popping in from time to time in a new club, right? It's not like you guys will actually be doing stuff, will you? Fair enough. Okay, that's good and all, but you're still short by 1 member. Another wave of silence. It's unfortunate, but we can't do anything about it. The 3 of us just isn't enough. Too bad. I didn't dislike the atmosphere our little group had. Wait a minute. We do have enough. I turned towards the figure in front of us. The very one that started this whole conversation. What about you, Prez? She seems taken aback by the question. It's quite an interesting reaction. If my intuition is correct, we don't need to find anyone else. What? What do you mean? What was your club again, Prez? I told you to call me Lyra. Lyra, you're not answering the question. You don't? As if a maiden in distress, she slowly falls to her knees. I don't have a club. Bingo. We have our 4th member. Wait, you didn't have a club all this time? And you kept pestering us about it? The sudden and loud outburst from the normally quiet Fanana shocks everybody. Lyra could only cover her face in embarrassment. I'm sorry! I just wanted to know what the other club students would join and make a decision after. Maybe join one of the clubs you joined. I'm sorry. Fanana could only nod at her. It seems almost like a betrayal. In the corner of my eye, Pomu has her brows furrowed again in deep thought. Then, as if coming to a conclusion, she turns to Lyra and smiles. Going to check here. You know, for a class president, you're not very sociable, huh? Ooh. Oof, that's a critical hit. In fact, not only the class president, but everyone in this room here, aside from me, isn't exactly sociable either. You guys need to touch grass more often. Ah. Oof. I didn't expect her worse to have fear of affected hit me as well. We got 9 spotted. In the end, we all got called out. How did I end up in this situation? After all the discussions, the 4 of us ended up deciding to form a new club. Although we came to that conclusion, we still have to iron out the details of how this new club will operate. Before heading home for the day, we decided to stop by the riverside. So, as I was saying, since you guys don't really socialize that much, we could just make a friendship club. Our goal can be helping students prevent socialization and interaction with others, of course, starting with our very own members. What do you all think? I guess. Although, I don't really like the idea of socializing. You'll get used to it, right, Lyra? I guess? You two are hopeless. She shakes her head in dismay. So, what are we naming the club? The 3 of us start to ponder. As I let my gaze wander around while I think of the name, I notice Banana picking up breath by the way for a bit. She picks up a small, blue gem-like rock, reminiscent of a dark sapphire crystal, and holds it up towards the sky. LazuLight. She murmurs the words as if in a trance. Perhaps enticed by the light the stone reflects from the sun. How about LazuLight? The 2 turn towards me, looking a bit confused. How did you get that name? I point towards Fanana, still examining the stone in her hands. Oh, I don't think that's actually LazuLight. LazuLight forms by high-grade metamorphism of high silica quartz, rich rocks, and pegmatites. Usually forms in. You don't need to know all that. But I do like the name. She pulls out her phone from her pocket and starts typing down. After a couple of taps, she shows the screen over to us. On it was the word LazuLight. It's spelled LazuLight, light being L-I-T-E. Who cares? It's cuter this way. Trying to hide her embarrassment, Pomu hits a Fanana and starts talking to her about the club name. As we all gather around Fanana and the stone, a sort of warm feeling starts to surface somewhere deep inside me. It feels familiar, yet also fleeting. But that's what makes it feel special. LazuLight, huh? Sounds pretty good, don't you think? Is it really not LazuLight? I thought it was because it's blue and... No, it probably isn't. But I guess to us, it is now. And so, LazuLight was created. Whew! Man, how long has it been on the stream so far? 30 minutes, I think? Who knew things would proceed so smoothly after that? Before I knew it, there I was inside the newly signed club room, sitting around with the girls I had just gotten to know. We became LazuLight, the friendship club, and the first item on our agenda was assigning our very first club activity. Honestly, I'm still not sure how or even why the teachers approved of such a whimsically made club. Sorry, I'll be back in a quick moment. I gotta do something. Alright, I'm back. Anyways, one of the Korean mysteries, I suppose. Alright, before we start with the discussions, how about we all introduce ourselves? We only really know each other's first names, so I thought we could do a little introduction to get to know each other. She stands up and pulls our attention towards her. Alright, I'll start. Hello everyone, my name is Palmu Ringpuff. I know we just kind of made this club up on the spot, but I look forward to having fun and getting to know everyone. That's all. There's a brief silence, then awkward applause. Thank you! Alright, Miss Class President, your turn. She points to the unsuspecting Lyra. The poor girl is taken aback, not expecting she'd be the one to go next. She stands up and starts to introduce herself, taking cues from Homestead. Hey! I'm a Lyra Pandora, and seeing as how we'll be spending time together at the club, I hope you'll take good care of me. Also, please call me Lyra. I prefer you to be calling me that over class president. Great! Homie starts clapping, and the rest of us follow. Lyra sits back down with a subtle smile, finally able to relax. Okay, that was a little over Lyra, I swear. Sorry. Next is Banana! Her eyes turn towards her, and all she can do is shake her head. I'm almost scared it would fly off with how intense she is shaking it. Go on, Banana, you can do it! The shy girl thinks for a while, then finally decides to stand. Her gaze is low, almost towards the ground. Her hands lock together as if trying to stop each other from shaking in nervousness. Then a hint of courage. My name is Finana Ryugu. I'm not very good at dealing with people, but I'll try to get along with everyone. They're not really planned. We let out a collective "oh" followed by applause. Okay, you can sit down now, Finana. Now we gotta go to the last, but not the least. Your turn. Your gazes all turned towards me. I'll admit, it gives me jitters. I stand up and clear my throat, ready to bust out my non-existent social skills. So, my name is Lev. And, I'm still not sure how I ended up here, but I guess, thanks for the new club. And, nice to meet all of you. There's some applause and a quiet, nice to meet you too. Though, I'm not entirely sure who said it, okay. Oh god, I think I overdid on the awkwardness, but, you know what, sure, I'll take it. Yeah. No, one soda. Sorry, one soda. Alright, now that introductions are out of the way, let's discuss our club's first activity. As you all know, we're a friendship club, so try to think of activities that are in line with interacting and socializing. We're gonna need to do these kinds of things to be able to get our hands on some budget withdrawal. So, any ideas? There's silence. Rather surprising, no one is really into the idea of socializing and interacting. Well, no one except Homu, I guess. No one? Alright, if you guys aren't suggesting anything, then I will. How about... Ooh, yes. When it comes to bonding, it's gotta be camping! Finana and I grown together in perfect synchronization against our common enemy. Touching grass. Oh, come on, you two! Although camping sounds like a great idea, it'd be hard to plan as the first activity since there'd be a lot of things to prepare, like waivers, tools, location, and a lot of other stuff. Plus, since we don't really have any budget, most of the things we need to buy would come from our pockets, which isn't exactly ideal. Homo looks gloomier and gloomier as Lyra explains more and more. She must have really wanted to camp. There are a lot of red backs and forths. Suggestions. There are a lot of back and forths, suggestions, and objections to ideas, but in the end, we can't decide anything. So we opt to instead ask other clubs for help. By the way, yes, I do know where this is modeled off of. Location is your best friend. After a couple of unsuccessful I'm sorry. After a couple of unsuccessful visits to a few other clubs, we soon find ourselves in the school's home economics classroom where the cooking club resides. Ah, hello. Need something? The cooking club's president, Emma, comes up to greet us. Upon explaining our current predicament, she nods as if she has already found a solution for problems. Let's see. I see. Well, currently the cooking club has a planned activity for tomorrow. We'll be cooking and serving food for charity by the school's entrance. You could participate in it if you want. We definitely appreciate extra help. You'd also be interacting with a lot of people, so it's perfect, right? She's good. The proposition isn't bad at all. We'd be able to accomplish her club's aims while she gets help for a club. How clever. What do you guys think? Seeing as how we can't really decide on anything, it may be best to accept the proposal. I'm okay with it, I guess. On the plus side, we won't need to prepare too much since the cooking club will take care of most of the preparations for us. We just need to help out. I'm fine with helping out, but interacting... It's gonna be good practice, Banana. Leave me there if you need backup, so you won't have to worry. Oh. Okay. All aboard? God. Trying to track all voices is hard. All aboard. Great. Alright, I need to ask, how confident are you in your cooking skills? There is an all too familiar silence. I turn towards the girls, but their gazes are all so far away. I wonder where you're looking. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Do any of you know how to cook at least? The floor, the ceiling, the wall. They're looking everywhere except for at me. Oh no. Oh my god, you can't be serious, right? Emma, unfortunately, I'm probably the only one. Well, good enough. I can just help out with other things while I'll be counting on you to help with the cooking. Alright, see you guys tomorrow morning by the entrance. With that, Emma goes back to helping her clubmates prepare. I turn towards the girls, all of them still having that far away gaze. I snap my fingers as if to pull their consciousness back into this plane of existence. Really? None of you can cook? Hey! I can cook, okay? I've kind of been serving it to others. That's surprising. Even I have things I'm not confident in, okay? Okay. And you two. I turn towards to the other two who are still silent. I can bake, but that's about it. And you, for now? I can make spicy noodles. Oh, I don't think we can serve that. I could only shake my head in dismay. I hope we'll be okay tomorrow. Early morning the next day, the cooking club set up stalls at the school entrance, giving out food to the people lining up. It's surprising how many people have shown up. I've been helping out in the cooking process. It isn't too difficult, but we still need to take breaks, of course. After a while, I pass off my work to the student taking over. I take a seat at a nearby empty bench. In front of me are crowds of people enjoying their meals and having fun. I don't think I've ever seen a sight like this. It feels heartwarming knowing I've helped in creating such an atmosphere. I scan the crowd, looking around for my clubmates. By the stalls, I find Fernanda serving food with a shy smile. Still avoiding eye contact at times, she's doing her best to make the people feel welcomed. Despite all that she said, she's doing a pretty good job of interacting with people. I need water. That makes me smile a bit. To the far left is Pomu assisting an elderly woman to a bench as she serves her a warm bowl of soup. I can see the Joan smiles on their faces, almost like they're a family hanging out together. That makes me smile a little. Amongst the crowd, surrounded by little kids, Lyra playing around with them like an older sister or her younger siblings. She's wearing such a gentle expression as she speaks to them, and the kids' faces are lit up with the sky. That makes me smile a little. Though we have only really known each other for just a little while, I can see their kindness. I don't know why fate brought us together, but I at least wouldn't mind being with them a little more. Soon the activity ends, and it's time for everyone to clean up. Emma approaches us to thank us for our help, saying it was a great success with our help. I think it's because everybody did their job well and not just us. I'll just take the compliment. Oh, okay. Anyway, I should go help her clean up. I'll see you in a bit. I look around to see where I could probably help. From afar, I spot my clubmates all doing different tasks. We're gonna help Fernanda. From the corner of my eye, I see Fernanda picking up trash from tongs and tossing them to the black bag in her other hand. She's a bit further away from the rest of the students doing the same job. Hey, mind if I join you? She's taken by surprise, perhaps not expecting someone would ever approach her. I showed her my tongs and bag to explain I'm here to help her clean up. To which she nods. So, what did you think of the activity? Though I don't normally start conversations, I'm curious of what she thinks of the whole thing. Or maybe I'm just taking opinions from someone in the same boat. I think it was okay. I had the same thoughts of her. It was okay. I guess it's really just like that for people who don't really socialize. But I couldn't leave it at that. You did really well, Fernanda. You were smiling a lot, and I think they like that. What? What? There's no way that's true. I just that. I should smile to be polite. And you have such a wonderful smile. Ah, it's okay. Why'd I have such? I'm so sorry. This kid's flustered, trying to hide her face with the tongs in her. It's kind of cute. I'll go throw these in the trash can. With that, she turns and starts to jog away. I couldn't help but smile. Hey, wait up, Fernanda! I'm coming too! I ran after her, and we ended up throwing away the trash in silence. That's a cute screen. A few weeks have passed since then. My fellow Wolfings wanted helping the cooking club. The other clubs have been asking us for help as well. We've been going around fulfilling requests and extending helping hands, and before I knew it, LazuLight has somehow become the club that helps other clubs. One afternoon, Fanana, Polo, and I are hanging out in the club room like usual, and all of a sudden, the door burst open. It's Alira, practically skipping in as if she won the lottery. Okay. What's up, Alira? Without losing the smile on her face, she pulls out a piece of paper and dangles in front of her faces. Yunana takes a closer look and reads the contents out loud. Budget for a LazuLight Friendship Club. Oh! Is that real? That's right! We finally have a budget! In light of all the time the club has helped other clubs in their activities, the school has provided a minimum budget for their future activities, provided they submit a report on the breakdown of expenses. Reports. Well, at least we have money now. You know what that means, Popo? We can finally go camping! Woo! The loud cheers of Popo and Alira are followed by the exasperated groans of me and Fanana. Oh, come on, you two! We've talked about this before. Nana and I turn to look at each other and come to a silent agreement. Alright, I'll agree, just because I know how much you want this poem. If there's one thing I've learned about Pomo, it's that it's hard to make her back down when it comes to these types of things. Especially if it's something she really wanted. Might as well get it over and done with, I say. Since it's with you guys, then I'm okay with it too. Just, I'll go overboard. Agreed. I think it would be a nice change of pace from having to help more clubs. Soon after, the club room erupts with lots of discussions about camp and everything camp related. Everyone's excited in their own way, trying to think of a good place and what stuff to bring. Oh, I just realized, I don't really have stuff for camping. I got you, girl! How about we go shopping for camping supplies this weekend? Then we can set up our camping trip for next weekend. We still need to find a place and prepare after all. I think a week is long enough. What do you guys think? I think that's perfect! Ooh, shopping with everyone! Can't wait! They're all agreeing to go with the idea. As for me, well, I thought if I kept quiet and didn't move, no one would notice and I'd be free. But alas, Pomo's gaze shoots straight towards me. You are coming, right? Yes, ma'am. Figures. Okay, my voice is actually starting to get hoarse, so I might actually call it in a little bit. Oh. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna call a save here. See y'all guys, I'm gonna do it again. Yeah. That'll be it. Have a great Friday.